Darren, perfect start. Back in Division 1, 7-point victory. You couldn't ask much more than that.
Yeah, it was a big game coming down here, and we knew it'd be backs again the wall early on. Tyrone would have had more match practice under their belts, and I suppose we didn't have a great mechanical campaign, but we've been working hard at training, and we knew if we could weather the storm early on and get our legs going, that if we kept it a couple of points at half time, we'd be well in it second half.
Weathering the storm is what you were doing, because the first 20 minutes, you have to be honest, Tyrone were causing a lot of problems. They were moving well, they looked the sharper side, 7 points to 2 in front, but suddenly Monaghan changed it around.
Yeah, they got a couple of handy frees at that too, I think, but we knew it was 7-2, and at that we said, right, if we keep it 4 or 5 points getting in at half time, and thankfully we got a couple of points before the end of the half and just kept us in it. We knew to win in the second half, and we had Connor and Paul to come in, and we had good ball winners inside, like Daniel, Dermot and Kieran won crucial ball in there at crucial times in the game there today, and defence was top notch, man for man. They took their men out of it, and I suppose that's what it was all about coming down here. We knew it was going to be tough, and Tyrone were probably looking revenge after last year, and we knew it was going to be tough at times. It was just about, as I said, weathering that storm and driving it on.
And those 3 points just before half time give you the perfect boost going in at half time. Come out, hit 3 points at the start of the second half. Everything was moving great. You were driving towards the goals, suddenly you disappeared. How difficult was that? Floodlights to go out. I'm sure you've never witnessed that before.
No, I hadn't, and it was about once we got in and we were informed it was going to be 20 minutes before they got heated up and back going again. It was about us continuing what we're doing, not giving Tyrone any momentum. We knew they were struggling with their kickouts to get them out, and it was about getting another couple of points on board. And I suppose Matty Donnelly going off, he'd be a big part of Tyrone's team, and him going off straight after that. Floodlight failure would have had a big impact on them. They were probably looking at him to drive on the team, and it probably gave us a bit of confidence too. It was a major player gone from their team, and we took that opportunity. We got a couple of points on, and Connor and Paul come on, and we got Kieran inside and started winning more ball again, and it just worked out for us on the night.
It was a super performance, as we've mentioned, but it's only the opening round of the league. I'm sure you know that, and that's been drilled into you, that this is only one game and it's all about Cork now next Sunday in Castleblaney, so it's important that we build on this.
Yeah, we said we'd only take it one game at a time. I know it's a cliche, but we're in no position to start saying we're going to go into league semi-finals and we're going to come up against the top 8 in the country and we're going to beat them every week. Like, you have to be realistic of where we're at. It's early in the year, and we knew coming down here Ulster games against Ulster teams was going to be tight, so we knew there was 2 points to play for here, and it was just about getting our system right, getting set up right, getting in at half time, not too far behind, and just weathering the storm and getting home with it.
Malachy, back in Division 1, you're off to a winning start. You have to be very pleased with that overall performance.
Yeah, delighted. I suppose I was saying there, I suppose we came in to the game not exactly knowing where our form was, and that we had just got 3 games in the McKenna Cup, and I suppose we mixed the good with the bad. And I suppose the first 15-20 minutes, we got off to a shaky start. Tyrone were the better team. It took us a while to get going, but in fairness to the lads, after that we settled down well, putting Darren back to the middle of the field. Kieran came out. We done away with the sweeper, and it seemed to help, and we got a good foothold in the game, and really after that we never looked back, and we played some good football. So overall, no, delighted.
First 20 minutes, you were playing second fiddle to Tyrone, but I suppose that was expected, Malachy, because Tyrone were coming off a very good McKenna Cup campaign. They had 5 games under their belt. They were obviously going to be that wee bit sharper, but once you settled into the game, you were a dominant force all over the park.
Yeah, I think that looking back on it now, it did seem that way a wee bit, in that Tyrone, certainly their match sharpness were better than ours, and it took us a while to settle down. But no, once we did, and I think Darren got a crucial point at one stage, and it sort of stopped, I think, because they were 7-2 up. If they would have got another point or got a goal at that stage, it would have been a tricky deficit to overhaul. So no, we got that point, and then we just started playing better at that stage, and our work rate was better, and urgency all around the field, and just, as the game went on, we got better, and delighted with the win.
You did indeed get better. As you said, you were 7 points to 2 down when Darren fisted over. Your first score in 20 minutes, that was when Darren fisted that over. So it was an important score. But you just went on then to outscore Tyrone 111 to 2 points. You wouldn't have expected that.
No, definitely not, and I wasn't even aware of that actual stat until you told me there. So no, that's very good, and some of the scores we got were very good, but and we missed a lot as well. Made a few wrong decisions and took the wrong option at different times. But overall, you can't complain, and especially, you know, when you say that we outscored them off that period, 111 to 2 points was, you know, it's very pleasing, and we'll take it.
Important scores just before half time, because 5 points adrift going into the last 8 or 9 minutes, I think, of that first half, but then 3 points in a row give you the confidence and a platform to build coming out in the second half.
It was. We knew at half time, you know, that there was a wee bit of a wind, and we knew coming out for the second half that we had got the grips with the game, and we knew that if we continued just to do that, our work rate had went up, and if we knew that if we kept the work rate high and used the ball well, because it's all right having the work rate, but unless you're being efficient with the ball and so on, it's not going to count for much. So we continued to do that, and you know, look, there's plenty of things we need to improve on, but overall delighted to come here and get the victory.
Perfect start to the second half, come out, hit another 3 points to get your noses in front for the first time in the game, but then something nobody expected, nobody ever thought. And it's totally different, because your team is coming back in, you have to send them back out. What do you say to them?
Well, it was just, you know, it was more a mental thing than anything else, you know, because we had come out, started the second half very well, we were in ascendancy, and then just to have it cut short like that, it was a wee bit upsetting, but that was the big thing, was to not let it upset us. You know, that was the point we were making, like, you know, and again, there's a lot of experienced players in there, and it was just a case of not letting that, you know, knock us back or anything else. It was just keeping the focus, going back out and starting again the way we had started that second half. And in fairness to the boys that did that, it was just a matter of keeping them ticking over, keeping them warm, and making sure that we were ready to go once the game restarted.
Exactly that, and I suppose we talked in the McKenna Cup, Monaghan hadn't scored a goal. Stephen Goligly putting into that tonight, a brilliant goal, a vital goal, and an important stage. It give you a little bit of breathing space.
It was, that's right, because we were playing well, and we were leading by whatever it was, 3 or 4 points. But you know, it was always the danger of Tyrone coming back and getting back in the game. That was the goal that really clinched it for us. You know, it put that daylight there, and we never really looked like losing off that. So no, it was great, and you know, it is one thing that we're conscious of, that we haven't been scoring that many goals. So it was great to create the goal chance, and hopefully it'll be the first of many.
Hopefully indeed, but you're off to a winning start, and people in the press box, they were saying, look at that Monaghan team now, they can take players like Vinnie Curry, Conor McManus, Paul Finlay off the bench. You have such a panel now, you have options.
Well, we had tonight, Anna, and it's just about, you know, that's what we're trying to do all the time, is grow the panel stronger all the time, and it is great to bring those boys off the bench, but football's like that, you know, and there's nights you think that, and you think there's a great strength in the panel, there's other nights, and I'm sure there will be in the league when we're beaten in games, and you'll be thinking, oh, it's not that strong. So we'll just take the victory for what it is tonight. We'll enjoy it tonight. We'll get back down to work at start of the week, and we've another very difficult game next week against another quality team in Cork. So we'll take whatever we can from it, and we'll prepare again for next week. And you know, 7 very tough games in division. Delighted to get the start we did tonight, but we'll not get carried away.
That's what it's about, not getting carried away, and I'm sure he'll be saying that to Monaghan supporters and players as well. Don't get carried away. It's only the first round of the league, but it's a vital start. It's a winning start. But as you said, it's Cork next week. A new team, Malachy, because you know you've been playing Tyrone over the years in the Ulster Championship, but Cork, it's been a while and we've got a crack at them.
That's right, yeah, and they are a quality team, and all these teams in Division 1 have won All Irelands recently. You know, they've been very successful teams. You know, so we're just trying to compete with them to see how we fare against them, and you know that's it. Exactly what you said. You know, it's a matter of not getting carried away. We certainly aren't going to be getting carried away. We know there's plenty of flaws in the performance. We're delighted with the performance, delighted with the work, delighted with the way the boys are working and training. But it's January time. It's the first round of the National League. Teams will change dramatically in performance and personnel and everything else, you know, as the year goes on. So we'll just take the positive out tonight and move on.
And a positive, you're off to a winning start. Thanks a million, Malachy. Thank you.